For those about to rock, we salute you. One of the most successful bands in the history of music, AC/DC has spent decades selling albums and filling concerts. This touchstone of rock and roll has gone through various members, including the change in frontman due to the tragic death, but despite all of the odds, AC/DC endured and played the music that came to define a genre the only way they knew how loud. Naturally, the history of such a classic band must be filled with some interesting and scandalous story. This is rock and roll after all. So we provide the best ones here for you. Enjoyment, rock on. So first, are they really musicians or tailors? The name AC/DC actually stands for alternating current direct current. For those of you looking for confused, Angus and Malcolm Young got the inspiration for the name from a sewing machine being used by their older sister. They liked how AC and DC looked on the side of the appliance, so they adopted it for their own. Now, exactly the most rock and roll origin story, but not everything that can be. A band is born. In late 1973, AC/DC was formed by the Scottish born Australian brothers Angus and Malcolm Young, who played the lead and rhythm guitar respectively. They were joined by the vocalist Dave Evans, drummer Colin Burgers, and bassist Larry Van Creden, forming the band's very first lineup. The money that rolls on. AC/DC has sold more than 200 million albums worldwide. Around 17 million of those albums were sold in US alone. Family ties. Angus and Malcolm Young weren't only the ones who their family had the gift of music. Their older brother George was also a member of the popular 60s Australian band the Easy Beats, and he ended up helping his younger brother's group when they were starting out. Two steps back, one step forward. By 1974, AC/DC was placed in bad place. They lost their first manager, Dennis Longren. The band was realizing that their lead singer wasn't working out, and they were stuck penniless in Adelaide. Luckily, they were able to turn into Michael Browning, a promoter who once had AC/DC play a gig at his club called the Hard Rock. They launched and reached out to Browning after Laughlin left, and Browning agreed to take them on as a band in Melbourne. From there, they changed their lineup, keeping the Young brothers, but adding Mark Evans as the bassist, Phil Rudd on the drums, and Ben Scott as the new frontman. This marked up a turning point of the band, and things starting to look pretty up. Scrambling up the ladder. AC/DC's first album, High Voltage, came about in October 1974. It took them just 10 days to record. Due to it being the first album ever, High Voltage was the only released in Australia. The same thing happened to their second record and the album, TNT. But those two albums did ensure that AC/DC was one of the most popular bands in Australia by the end of 1976. Raking the Door. AC/DC's Back in the Black is one of the best selling albums of all time, having sold more than 50 million copies worldwide. When Ben Scott was offered the chance to join AC/DC as the lead singer, he was working as the chauffeur for AC/DC's. Not bad as far as promotions go on. Just one. As of 2018, AC/DC has received 7 Grammy nominations throughout their career. The only one which they won was 2010 for the song War Machine. That's right, as far as the Grammy goes, the peak of AC/DC's career was in 2010. Satanic Panic. There have been some interesting fan theories behind AC/DC's name, given that some of their songs were titled with hellish themes, Highway to Hell for one, and given the traditional scare that rock and roll for the devil's music, AC/DC was said to be stand for Antichrist Devil's Children. Point to be creative. Ugh. Another, I would say, more interesting story would be actually considered the story of sewing machine being open to two different methods of receiving electricity. The term AC/DC being a slang term for bisexuality in LGBTQ community. It's remain a constant whether the slang term for the band name came first or the otherwise. The last time that George Young produced an AC/DC album was 2000 album Stiff Upper Lip. The album received the upper positive reception, though it didn't sell as much as the Razor Edge. George would later pass away in 2017. The AC/DC haters out there might be surprised to know that their music has been found to combat cancer. Thanks to a study at the University of South Australia, it's been discovered that chemotherapy tradition is more effective when playing Thunderstruck during the process. The study found that the specific vibration of the song caused the silicon microparticles to bounce, leading them to more effectively carry the chemo drug to where it's most needed. Still hating? In February 1980, around 60 years with ACDC, the frontman Ben Scott died on the evening of 18th or sometime in early hours of 19. He had been sleeping off the night before in a small Renault 5 car on the street. His exact cause of death is disputed, though the official reason given was acute alcohol poisoning. Nonetheless, one of his biographers, Jesse Frank, argues that Scott's pulmonary aspiration with vomit suggestion that he might have died from an overdose of horror drug. Regardless, his premature death at 33 was deeply mourned, especially by his former band. ACDC considered calling it quits, but they ultimately decided to continue